Cheers, everybody. Welcome back to another comparison. And in this comparison, we have got two Nitro Stouts. One which is newly available in M&S. I reviewed it about 5 or 6 weeks ago. And I thought after the review, well, we've got to compare it to the Guinness. So we've got an M&S collaboration with Siren, and it's their Nitro Stout. And we're going to put it next to the Guinness Draught. Now, I don't know what it is, this past year or so, or even 18 months, it feels like that everyone is getting onto this Nitro Stout bandwagon. There's a lot of breweries out there, Camden, Siren now. We've got Northern Monk, we've got Brewdog, we've got Wensleydale, there's a lot of them out there doing Nitro Stouts. A Tiny Rebel have got one. I haven't seen that in can yet, the Cold Drop. I'd like to see that in can if it's not available. Let us know in the comments, by the way, about the Tiny Rebel. So there's a lot of Nitro Stouts out there. And of course, they're trying to chip in to the market giant, which is Guinness. And of course, on the majority of the time, the Nitro Stouts I've had, let's not forget Forge and everything else like that, have been better than the Guinness. So, you know, every time I pick a new Nitro Stout up, I always think, well, let's pick another one up because I'm going to compare it to the Guinness. So here we are. So there's the two beers. Now, we all know what Guinness is all about, but I have to say that this one is stronger than the Guinness. This is 4.6% ABV. The Guinness is rolling in at 4.1, okay? So there is a difference there. So let's just crack these open and see if the M&S one is better than the Guinness. What do I think of Nitro Stouts? I've said this time and time again on a comparison. When you have a Nitro Stout, it feels like you're getting the texture and the look, but you're sacrificing the stouty flavour. I've always said that and always feel it. I feel like once you got a Nitro Stout, it just takes away the flavour. I prefer the Guinness original to the Guinness Draught. Always have done. My favourite Guinness is the Guinness Foreign Extra. I like the Nigerian Guinness. I like the Antwerpen Guinness. But as far as Guinness Draught goes for me, on a personal level, it's a beer with no character. It's a beer with no character. It's very thin. It's very watery. Aldi, Home Bargains, Dorothy Black, Mulligan's, you know, they're all getting in on it, you know. And for me, I would like to be more positive about Guinness Draught, but there's really not a lot in its defence for me. And I haven't even compared these two yet. So let's just crack these cans open and see what we get. So I've got a habit, the Guinness always pisses its bolt every time I open up. Near enough every video I've done, the Guinness has always pissed its bolt. So let's get the M&S open. It's behaved itself. So hopefully, let's get the Guinness open. I'm going to put it there, and hopefully it's not going to go everywhere. And it's behaved itself. Thank God for that. You know what? That's the first Guinness Draught I've had for a long time. It hasn't pissed itself over. So let's pour them in, because this is... There we go. So as you can see, the M&S is settling a little bit more than the Guinness. See, that's what we like to see, you know. That's what you like to see in a Nitro. It's the look, isn't it? It's the smoothness, it's the look, that's what makes it aesthetically pleasing to everybody, the look. You know, oh, that looks great. It's creamy looking, lovely. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. But you get underneath it all, yeah, it may look beautiful, but does it back it up what it's looking like? So there you go. So let's have a look. So you've got the M&S there and the Guinness there. Let's look at the colour of the head and the colour of the beer. So the colour of the head, very, very similar. In fact, I could say the Guinness is slightly lighter by, I'm talking about a gnat's whisker. Pretty up to the light. You can both get the light through it. They're not jet black. So let's get the aroma on the M&S one first. Yeah, nice hint of chocolate, coffee, slightly roastiness there. What a nitro stout should smell like. Let's get on to the Guinness. For starters, already there's a difference for me. Already. You're getting more aroma for me out of the M&S than the Guinness. Guinness it doesn't smell that great. It doesn't really smell of, you get hints of roastiness, hints of chocolate, not much else. The Siren, you're getting more full on chocolate coffee roastiness. So already there's a difference. So let's go in for the taste. I think what I'm going to go for the Guinness first. So it's 4.1, the Guinness. Smooth, light, that marshmallow type light body to it. Hints of roastedness, hints of chocolate, hints of coffee. Get beneath that look of something that's thick and robust. There is a thin wateriness to it. There is a thin, and it lacks character for me in a stout. It does lack for me. So let's go in with the Siren. M&S. Cheers. You pick up more of a chocolate note, more roasted bitterness, but I can tell you now, there's not a real big difference in terms of taste. As you know, it's 4.6, it's slightly stronger. You would have thought you get a little bit more taste from it. For me, a little bit disappointed because before I did this video, I thought the M&S Nitro Stout will wipe the floor with the Guinness. But it's a lot closer than what I thought it would be. Definitely. You get the smoothness. The smoothness is the same in both, but there is a flaw. There is a difference. The Guinness does not taste, hasn't got as much taste to it as what the M&S Siren has. Obviously, there's going to be, I can't remember the price of this one I picked up. It's bound to be more expensive than the Guinness. Has it got the craft beer twang to it, being Siren doing this? Not really. There's sometimes you pick up a nitro stout from a craft beer brewery and it gets a little bit of a craft beer twang to it. I'll call it the craft beer twang. Right on the back end, a bit like the Brewdog one. It hasn't. It is very faithful to its style, I have to say. And it is very, very close to a Guinness. I have to say, is this beer the closest I've had to a Guinness? In terms of texture and feel, I would say it is, but it is better than the Guinness. It is better than the Guinness. There's more flavour to that than the Guinness. The Guinness for me is very, very thin. You get, beneath them flavours. It feels watery and thin, and I've never really been a fan of the Guinness Draught. I've tried the Nitro Surge. For me, it's just a gimmick. It's just an aesthetic gimmick. It doesn't really do anything for the beer itself. It's just a basically a gimmick to get you to buy. That's the larger cans and Nitro Surge cans. It doesn't really do anything for me because I've run the Nitro Surge through other Nitro beers. It doesn't really. It doesn't. It's just a gimmick. It's a mind over matter thing, and that's my own opinion. People like it, and that's fair enough. Getting to this, which is the better beer? I have to say the better beer out of these two, I think, is the Siren M&S. It is better. There is more flavour to it. It feels slightly more robust in the body as well than the Guinness, which brings the question to me: being such a a big major giant in the stout market, Guinness should be beating all these newbies into touch all the time. They've got the money, they've got the clout to do it. They've got the money, they've got the clout, they've got the knowledge to kind of just whack everybody under the table and say this is the best stout in the world. But they don't, because it's all about profit and it's all about greed, most probably. For me, I would say to you, try it. Tell me what you think of that. For me, it's definitely better than the Guinness, and I'll leave it at that. See you on my next one. Kiss it. Bib bib.